On the three. The Cavaliers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. And LeBron throws it down hard.
And what an explosive finisher LeBron is, rocking the rim whenever he goes up like that.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
I had a chance to catch up with Bernard Moon. This is the first meeting of these two teams, so he didn't know exactly what to expect. But he does know that he wants his guys to attack offensively. He feels their success in that and will dictate their success through the game. So, guys, we can expect them to be aggressive from early on.
Appreciate that, David. Interesting report there, GA. The team focused on what it can do offensively.
Bottom line, in this league, you have to score points. Sounds like they have a plan.
Yeah, and we'll see how it reveals itself, that plan. If the theory is proven right, they'll have a nice foundation to work from.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. They double him with Irving. Pass to Zerbiak. Shot to stop the run. Korver. Great positioning on the putback.
Excellent awareness of where to be on the offensive boards. He did it with great position.
James looking it over. And LeBron throws it down hard.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with runs blazing.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early because that can get you cooked.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 8. Irving for 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Man, they are... starting to pull away here as the shots continue to fall.
Yeah, I agree with you. A big run taking place right now, and it looks to be the beginning of the end.
Van Exel gets to Korver. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Cleveland leading by 11. Outside Irving. Crafty move. And that's 2 points on the layup. Irving's got his third basket of the night right there.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance point. Welcome, basketball fans. It's Saturday afternoon, and you're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Portland Trail Blazers. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And we find out a lot about teams at this stage of the year, Greg. It becomes pretty clear where the soft spots are.
Yeah, this is where the general managers earn their keep. There's plenty of time until the trade deadline when there's a clear issue. A GM's got to start working the phones and addressing it.
And finished off by Yao.
And Ming is mammoth in terms of his size, exceptional at using it to snare those offensive rebounds.
To the paint. Martin with the bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And not going to let him get that easy dunk. Defense stopping the easy two. Good afternoon, everyone. We're about to get started with some Saturday NBA action brought to you by 2K. Greg, we know it's still early in this season, but how significant is it for a team to have a hot start to the season or a cold start to the season?
You know, I think it can give some indication of their overall strength. But, Kevin, so much can happen in the course of a season. Don't go judging these teams just yet.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game.
And guys, it's going to be a long time before we see another one just like that.
Moving against Heinrich. Inside, Martin. Rebound by Yao Ming. Anthony right side. Hands it from downtown.
Good to see Anthony knocking down that three. When he does this, the offense becomes even more potent.
Heinrich outside. A three-pointer off the mark. Cleveland has come out of the gates quickly. It's a 5-point game. Here's Jay. Banked in off the glass. Jay's got his second basket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find him.
You know, their great 2 cents of like how the game is feeling right off the bat, what they want to see change. What could be tweaked. What's great.
The Raptors coming down the tunnel prior to the game. They're prepared to give their Rabbit Home fan base a night to remember. And opening day is here. So, what are these players right now, Greg, feeling as they tip off this brand new season?
Mostly excitement. I mean, this is their first chance to showcase all the hard work they put in during the offseason.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Jalen Green is out there with King. Then it's Griffin, and it's Claxton in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Jay. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop the train when he's coming in for the slam.
And the wide open shot from Green. Offline with his 3. Here's Jay. Headed by Green. Drives to the hoop. And the basket by Jay. Jay's got his second bucket.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And Doris, looking back at last year, the Cavs far exceed expectations.
They played beyond their years. Such a young team that played with such maturity, and that was coming off some very lean years. To me, their talent is unmistakable. Give credit to the organization for drafting well and making key trades that have really elevated this roster.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead. Nothing going right on the offensive end. 0 for 4 from the field.
Jay, basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And so here's Cleveland. Nothing yet up on the scoreboard for them.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Green. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. This, of course, their first chance to take a look at this year's Toronto squad.
Well, these two teams will see plenty of each other, as this is the first of 4 contests between them this year.
And the better they know each other, the more competitive they become. Expect this first one to be extremely spirited, with each side trying desperately to send a message early.
It's good from long range.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
Raptors have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. From about 16, it's hauled in by the Cavaliers.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Right side, Griffin. Here's Claxton. And it's Durant with the rebound.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Doris, let me ask you this. Is Kevin Durant the greatest scoring forward ever?
I think he is, Kevin, but I also think that limits his greatness, because when Kevin Durant is done and you consider the combination of his handle, his shooting, and the size, we've never seen that combination to this level. He will go down as one of the greatest ever, regardless of attribute you're trying to assign to him.
Throws it up high.
Oh, selfless play right there from Green. He's all about getting it to the open man.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Irving kicks to Williamson. Jay, the pass to Durant. Toronto working the ball around now. Lets it go with the 3. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
On the wing, Green. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. The pass to Jay. Driving the lane, and he jams it with authority.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
20 feet out. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive, scoring the ball.
And it's blocked. Tries to keep it alive. And they get it back. Just 5 to shoot. Toronto needs to get off his shot. Drains it from beyond the arc. Durant's got 8 points.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And it's Green missing.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Here's Jay, and he goes in for the dunk.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Toronto.
Well, they have...
And Toronto will go for a different look here. O'Neal's checked in for Davis. Williamson comes in for Kevin Durant. Jay's checked in for Joe Ingles. And Irving subbed in for Allen Iverson. They've got Levine. O'Neal is out there with Williamson. Then there's Jay, and it's Irving at point guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Oh! And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Something special happening on that one, guys.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Deciding to give this crowd, GA, a show.
The NBA, the best athletes in the world, and that is why it is a global game. That was beautiful.
And the Raptors doors with one of the elite front offices recognized in the NBA.
And Kevin, because of that, a highly paid one as well. Remember, a recruitment battle, not just with the NBA, but English soccer, to keep their leadership intact. But the track record is there to justify that top billing, no doubt about it.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Kevin Durant learned an important lesson at age 11. His dad cooked him one-on-ones, dunking on him and talking trash. Durant started crying and he locked himself in his room, but he came to realize, what am I so mad at? It's good to be passionate, but channel it. Once you're off. The court, leave it, and go back to being you. Kevin?
Great advice. David, thanks. And Jay gets the whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot two. The first free throw is good.
And with that lightning first step of Jalen Green, very few defenders have a chance of keeping him in front.
Raptors leading by 16. Here's Jay. He's got 19. Nailed from three-point land.
It's like, you know, it helps us to take the game from where it is now to great, you know, the next level where it needs to be.
What are some things that they give you as feedback that you take to the drawing board and kind of the team?